Today I'm going to demonstrate Chinese painting strokes on silk. This is stretched silk and it's treated with about 4.5 parts naphtha to 1 part Gouda. And when you paint, if it kind of beads up, then that means you have too much Gouda. And if it starts running into the threads, that means you have too much naphtha. So it's okay just to go ahead at that point and remedy that problem. Okay. Once the silk is treated, it acts very much like paper. For example. Notice how the strokes layer themselves one on top of the other, giving your painting depth. With Chinese painting, it's important to learn how to load the brush. So let's just play a little bit with dye. You treat it a little differently than you do when you're painting with paper, painting on paper. All right, so I have here just brown, basically yellow, orange, green, and red. So let's just go ahead and put the brush in the yellow, kind of roll it around, and then I like to use a palette to just kind of mix it. And then just dip it in your second color. Because it's dye, it will blend very quickly on its own. So I'll show you how that looks. Okay, let's load the brush again. This time I like to go with yellow again. And I'm just going to go ahead and dip it in orange and tip it in red. And let's look what we have there. If I take my brush like this and just seesaw it back and forth on the silk, it's a very sort of simple way to make a flower, or you can make a butterfly this way. Okay, I went ahead now and made the strokes for the butterfly. And I added a little thickener to my dye, which is another way to handle the bleeding problem. So now, also, it's really nice when you really want to control your stroke to go ahead then and put a little thickener, and it just makes it much easier to handle. Okay, now I'd like to show you a branch. So what we're doing here really is stroke, 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 stroke. So look at that. Stroke, stroke, stroke. So now we actually have a branch. This stroke actually it's a shoulder stroke. It looks like maybe you're just using your hands, but notice that my hand actually isn't moving. It moved here, I didn't really have myself balanced. Or, sorry, bamboo branch. So, in this case, stroke, lift, as I go further up, if I can lift it a little bit, it can get smaller. We're going to run through that. Okay, let's look at pine needles. If you make a little run like that, notice how the lines cross each other, which is something that's kind of unusual, but they look really nice in this situation. Okay, now let's look at Japanese pine needle. Of course they have many, but this is one I commonly paint. They're normally done in sets of 3 or 5. Okay, one more thing I would like to show you is the idea of doing layering between wax and color. Now the first thing I did here was put a wash on this, and now we'll do a little bamboo. Okay, so the sun has sort of been chasing me around today, but I want to go ahead and give this a try. I've now gone ahead then and put the second layer of color on, and of course you can see where the wax is. Hopefully you can see where the wax is. And so now I'm going to put another coat of wax over the new coat. Okay, now I'm going to put on one more layer of wax and probably one more coat of color now. When I get the wax the correct temperature, it's very easy to work with it. When I don't, if it's too cool, then I lose some of my stroke, as you can see like here.